sensual engagements, closing all the doors of the senses and fixing the mind on the heart and the life air in the top of the head. One establishes himself in yoga. Purport. To practice yoga as suggested here, one first has to close the doors of all sense enjoyment. This practice is called pranayama, pranayahara, or withdrawing the senses from the sense objects. The sense organs for acquiring knowledge, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and touch, should be fully controlled and should not be allowed to engage in the self-gratification. In this way, the mind focuses on the super soul in the heart, and the life force is raised on the top of the head. In the 6th chapter, this process is described in detail. But as mentioned before, this practice is not practical in this age. The best process in Krishna consciousness, if one is always able to fix his mind on Krishna in devotional service, it is very easy for him to remain in an undisturbed transcendental trance or in samadhi. The yogic situation is that of detachment from all sensual engagements, closing all the doors of the senses and fixed in the mind on the heart and the life air at the top of the head. One establishes himself in yoga. So in here description about this yoga is that to fix one's mind and meditate on the focus head, and it's a very difficult process, as Prabhupada says. In this age of Kali Yuga, best process is chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because our body, our mind is not able to practice such yogic process. It takes much, much endeavor, which is in this age. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and he he made the process of chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and to render service to Krishna and to chant his holy name. Because Narad Muni said to the king that in this age of Kali, it's very difficult just chanting the holy name of the Lord. Na kalev na dosta ati rajan astihi eko mahaguna. So there is only one good quality about this age is Harinam Sankirtan, which is very easy to perform and it makes one happy. So chanting the holy name of Lord, like Prahlad Maharaj, he was always chanting, remembering Krishna. And he has been tortured by his father, but he never stopped remembering Krishna, and he has full faith in Krishna, that Krishna will protect me. Now he was thrown in the hot oil. He was given poison, bitten by the snakes. He was thrown from the cliff in the ocean. He was Holika This Holika is, there is a festival called Holi. This festival has two purposes. One is Prahlad Maharaj was saved, so people became very happy and then make the festival, throwing colors. Another is in Vrindavan, Krishna performed the throwing colors, and Brijbasis and Barsan people used to come together, and this Holi festival was very, very big, grand, whole people, everybody was coming to make this festival. So Holika was the sister from Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu was trying to kill Prahlad Maharaj with so many different ways, but he could not kill. So Holika came and he said, "My dear brother, I have a very nice idea. As I have been benedicted by Lord Brahma, Brahma and Indra, by Agnidev, that she went on so much austerities that she got the benediction that she cannot burn in fire. So she said to Hiranyakashipu that I will take Prahlad on my lap. I enter the fire, Prahlad will be killed, and your problem is solved." And Hiranyakashipu said, "Oh, I never thought of that. Okay." So they make a grand festival. Nah? The whole kingdom came to see this festival. And then in the middle there was a big fireplace. And Holika took Prahlad on her lap, and she entered they made the fire and she entered the fire. So in the beginning she was very proud, and she was happily screaming, laughing, ha 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 ha. Now Prahlad will be killed. But then slowly, nothing was happening to Prahlad. Krishna made around him and a cooling, like a freezer. And no fire was entering him. Nothing was happening. He was feeling cool, not hot, nothing. And slowly, Holika started to burn. And she felt little heat coming to her. And she in the beginning she thought, no, it's just a little, a little warm. But then really, it started to burn her in the heart. She felt in the heart heat, and in her inside the body. And then she realized that actually she's burning. And then she started to scream, "Save me, save me, save me." But who can save in this huge fire? It was like a big, big fire. And in the middle, she was in the middle. And Prahlad Maharaj, you can see there was a light around him, that nothing is happening to him. And then Holika was screaming. And Hiranyakashipu, he realized that nothing is happening to Prahlad, and her sister is burning. So then he was also completely angry, and he didn't know what to do. And so Holika, she pushed Prahlad, and she started to roll, because she came out of the fire and she was rolling. And Hiranyakashipu, he ran, and because he has all mystic power, so water from his hands came, water to extinguish the fire, but it was too late. Holika burned. And then before she died, she said, I have been cheated, Brahma, you cheated me, Indra, Agni, you cheated me. And then they said, Brahma appeared, and he said, I didn't cheat you. The benediction was to protect somebody from the fire. And you wanted to kill Prahlad. So then that's why this benediction did not work, because you wanted to kill Prahlad. If you wanted to, if somebody is in fire and you go and protect, then you will not burn, and you can save the person. But here you are putting Prahlad on your lap and you wanted to burn him. So that's why this benediction did not work. So this is what happened. That's why Holi, from Holika came the Holi, the festival Holi. And now festival Holi became like social festival. Now people actually don't know actually the meaning of it. They think it's fun. Because everybody wants to be happy. Yeah, this makes you happy, throwing colors and dancing. So people are in this always looking for something to make them happy. So this festival has been going on in different countries, holy festivals. But the main meaning is this, that Prahlad Maharaj was saved from the fire from Holika. And second was that Krishna performed holy festival where Varsan and Brijbasis came together and throwing colors on each other, and the colors were natural colors. They were not artificial colors. They were made from flowers and from different trees. How we can say this, nectar from the different trees, and it was mixed with colors, and these were the colors which makes your skin very smooth, it heals your different disease, skin disease or something like that. So this was the holy festival. So, I mean, we can also perform, but here we need good sun, yeah, to do this holy festival. You get so wet, and when it is cold, it's not, in India it's so hot, it's pleasant. Here when we do, I said, no, I don't want it, it's too cold. It should be really hot weather, then it's nice. So it comes in March, holy festival, usually. This time it was in February when we were then in Govardhan retreat festival. It was in Vrindavan. They started already 2 weeks before, and they throw colors to each other. Jai Prahlad Lakshmi Nishinga Dev ki Jai. Jai. So then, yes, so nice to have such festivals. So then, yes, such festivals like we have now, Narsi Chaturdasi festival was nice, isn't it? So many people came, and they were chanting and practice and taking all part in all programs, and as today Guru Maharaj was saying, everybody was embracing each other and so happy mood. And so yes, that's why in Vedic times the Maharishis, the kings, Rajashris, they used to perform this kind of festivals. It's come from Vedic times. Festivals are meant to glorify the Lord, to remember the Lord, and to serve the Lord and His devotees, and to be happy with Krishna, with devotees. This is called festival. Nowadays in material world, festivals are only for drinking wine. They make, in Passau, they make festival, make big vans, and what they do is sell beer and this food, which is not eatable. It's not for human beings, this kind of food, and it's so tamaguna, and yes, and loud music. Nothing about God consciousness, nothing about remembering Krishna, nothing about remembering God. So that's why people are not happy anymore, because they come to go to the festival for short while, they are happy, and then again they go home. It's like nothing. They don't gain anything. No happiness, no spiritual life, nothing. No God consciousness, nothing. It's just somehow try to enjoy, which is not enjoyable. One cannot enjoy material nature. One has to enjoy spiritual nature. Then one, because when Krishna is so filled with all the mercy, all that when you do it, Krishna provides you all this happiness, bliss, because Krishna himself is full of bliss. And material nature, material, it comes and goes. It doesn't make you happy. No? It's no eternal, it's just temporary. You eat some ice cream, while eating you feel thirst when it's too hot, And then when you eat, you are more thirsty. You have to drink water. So it's nice. I mean, eating ice cream is not a bad thing. I don't mind. I don't say that. But this is material things don't bring you happiness, definitely. Temporary happiness. One is happy for some time. So then, Krishna consciousness, do devotional service in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita. we read so many nice stories. All the devotees perform Krishna bhakti, and what they achieve Krishna. So the Pandavas, they were devotee of Krishna. They have to go through so many difficulties, but they never forgot Krishna. Duryodhana, the 100 brothers, they cheated them completely. In Bhagavad Gita, there are 6 kinds of aggressors should be killed. One who burns one's house. So they burned Pandavas in the Lakshagraha, and kidnapping one's wife, or So all this, they are aggressors. They should be killed. So Krishna, they went in the 14 years in forest, and then they came back, and they begged. They said, "Okay, we are here. Give our kingdom back." And Duryodhana said, "You don't get anything." And then Krishna came as a peace messenger, because actually Krishna didn't want that this war happens, because what Bhagavad Gita, what Arjuna says, that when there is war, so many miscreants will appear, and so much irreligion, all these things. And so Krishna wanted again somehow to not that there is a war taking place. So Krishna came and as a peace messenger. Krishna himself came as a peace messenger to Duryodhana. And he said to Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, "Please give them their rights." And Duryodhana said, "They don't get." And then Krishna said, "Okay, every brother give one village. Then they will be happy. They can rule, because they are Kshatriyas. They are kings. They have to rule." And Duryodhana says, "I will not give in a ground where a pin, head of the pin, even that ground I will not give." So that means he don't want to give anything to Pandavas. So then Krishna said, "Okay, I tried. That no war takes place." Even he went to Karna and said to Karna who he is, that he comes on the party of Yudhishthira Maharaj, and on the right, on the Dharma side. And Karna said, I have given promise to Duryodhana that I will fight for him, and I have to pay my debts to him, because Karna actually is the son of Mother Kunti. You know the story? Karna? Little bit. What happened is that Mother Kunti, when she was young, Durvasa Muni came to the kingdom, and Kunti Bhoj is the father of Mother Kunti. And Durvasa is always very angry, and he can curse anytime. If you are not real, when he don't like something, he immediately curse person. So he came, and somehow he was not happy with the welcome of the king. And Mother Kunti came and she gave obeisances, and she, in a sweet word, she welcomed the sage, and Durvasa Muni became very happy and became very peaceful. So then he stayed in the kingdom, and Mother Kunti was for 1 or 2 weeks, and Mother Kunti was serving him every day. She used to cook for him, she used to serve him. When he sleeps, she fans him. And so Durvasa used to tell from the Shastras, and she was asking questions, and he used to answer her. So in this way, she learned many things from Durvasa Muni. And then before Durvasa Muni goes, he said, I'm so pleased with your service, I will give you a benediction. I'll give you a mantra that you can call any demigod and have a son. So then Mother Kunti didn't, she was a small girl, and she took the mantra, and that's it. And then Durvasa Muni went. And after a few days, Mother Kunti was thinking, is this true that with this mantra a demigod can come from the heavenly planets? So, sometimes our mind is, we want to make a test, We are so good in it to find out if it is true or not, to test if the mantra works or not. So early in the morning, one day, she was giving water to the sun god. This is the one, how to worship the sun god. And then she, after giving water to sun god, she got this idea, and she chanted this mantra. And then immediately nothing happened, so she just turned and she wanted to go. And then the window was open, and then sun god started to come. And she saw somebody coming near to the window and came through the window to the room, standing there. And Kunti is here, and then she got really frightened. And she said, my dear sun god, why are you here? And the sun god said, you called me. I called you? I just wanted to try if this works or not works. But you can go back now. I'm afraid you go back. And then sun god said, sorry, this mantra cannot go in vain. I have to give you a son. And she said, a son? I'm not even married. How can I have a son? And then sun god said, don't worry. The son will be born through your ear, so that you will be chaste, and his name will be Karna. Really? A child was there in her hand with kavach. He was bedecked with kavach and with beautiful earrings, and very beautiful looking boy. Now what to do? And sun god left. Now what to do with this small baby? She is not married. What? Even in Ramayana, Mother Sita was. She has to give a Agni Pariksha. Yeah, she has to go through fire. And what now is the Lord Ramchandra was appeared in Treta Yuga. This is Dwapar Yuga, and in what we people, how can I, what should I do that I don't be blamed or chastised or. So then what she did, she took a cob and she put the child and she went straight to the river Ganga. And she took a box, put the baby in, and she put the box in the Ganga. Very early in the morning, nobody knew about this, only she. There was nobody around, and she felt, Krishna saved me. And then she came home, but she was always inside very sad, because she has done something which was not is her own child, and she put in the river, but there was no other way. So this is the Karna. This is how Karna was born. And then the box was swimming in the water and came to one place, and there was Adhirath and his wife Radhika. They didn't have a child, and they hear the voice or crying of a child. So they went and found this box, and so they brought the Karna as their own son. And his name was Radhe, because the mother's name was Radhika, so they called him Radhe. So, but actually he's the Karna, son of Mother Kunti. So then what happened is that, yes, now Krishna also talked with Karna and told who is he, and he should come on the side of Dharma and not with the Duryodhana, they are all Dharma. But then Karna said, because what happened is that when Pandavas and the Kauravas, they were in Kurukul. And after the school was over, there was a big exam for them in the Hastinapur. Thousands of people came, they made a arena, big arena, and all the princes will show their, how we say, their activities, what they have learned in Gurukul. So then Yudhishthira Maharaj was good in bala, spear, to fight with spear. So then the other brothers would come riding on a horse, and they will try to attack Yudhishthira Maharaj. And in this way they did perform different activities. And people were very happy to see these all different activities. And then comes time of Arjuna. And when Dronacharya said, in the whole world there is nobody is equal to Arjuna. And there was a voice came, it's not true, it's not true. And then Karna came as a Radha. He didn't know at that time that he's Karna and the mother is Kunti. He didn't know anything. And he came and wanted to challenge Arjuna. And then Kripacharya got up and he said, so this arena is meant for prince and only for royal family. So from which royal family you are, you have to give which dynasty you are coming, which royal family you are coming. So Karna didn't know anything about that. He was thinking that he is the son of a charioteer. So he has no answer for that. And then Kripacharya said, then you cannot take part in this arena. It's only meant for royal prince. So then Duryodhana, he got up. Because he saw he's very powerful. He can work against Pandavas then, when he becomes his friend. When he bribe him, then he becomes his friend, and then he will work for him. So then he got up and he said, I make him the king of Angadesh. And so now he has right to fight with Arjuna. And then what happened is that his father, the charioteer Agirath, he got the message that Karna is in the Hastinapur and he will fight with the royal prince. So he became very excited and very happy. So he came running. And then when they saw Adhirath, then he said, okay, it's all clear. Arjuna, you don't have to fight with him. So it's all clear. So this is how Karna became in debt to Duryodhana. Yeah. And so when he became in debt, then he was always working for Duryodhana. Even he knew that Duryodhana is on the side of adharma. So that's why before the war started, Krishna came to Karna and explained him that he should come on the side. But still Karna said, now it's too late. I have been in debt to Duryodhana. So, and if Duryodhana, if I come to the side of Pandavas, and I am the eldest of Pandavas, and I'm the eldest of he's the eldest son of Kunti, and if he wins, then because of it in debt to Duryodhana, he will give the kingdom to Duryodhana. So that would be not good. Then Duryodhana will again become the king who is on the side of cheater and adharma. So the Karna said, better I stay on the side of Duryodhana and fight. So in Vedic times, the people were keeping their promise. Even Bhishmadev. No? Bhishmadev knew that Pandavas will become the victorious. But he promised his father that whoever will sit on the throne, he will serve them whole life. So, actually first was the Pandu was the king, but then he went to the forest to have some holiday, and there's this thing happened that so then he has to go to the forest, and so then Dhritarashtra became the king. And after that started all these things, unwanted things started from Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was so attached to because he was the eldest, actually he should become the king, but because of his blindness, he could not become the king. So inside he was very much agitated and envious of Pandavas. So then this what happened, that there was a war, and Karna kept one weapon. He got it from Indra, and this weapon he kept it for Arjuna. And so then what happened is when the war was going on, Ghatotkacha came. Ghatotkacha is the son from Bhima. This is all another story. Hidimba was a Rakshasi. And Bhima and they got married and they have the Ghatotkacha. Ghatotkacha means who was round. Ghator means round. Ghator means round. He was big and round in shape. Now very, very big and very huge and very like a balloon. Ghatotkacha. So then, he came in the battlefield to fight. And Yudhishthira Maharaj welcomed him, and next day he started to fight. And he was fighting like anything, and if he would continue, the whole Kaurava Sena would be finished. So then Duryodhana came in front to stop him, and with Duryodhana he was throwing him all these gadas and everything, and he was full of blood, Duryodhana. And he came to Karna. He said, "What's the use of your weapon? Anyway, I will be killed and then it's all over." So then Karna has to use that weapon. What was its name? Pashupat? I don't remember exactly. Pashupat, maybe it was Pashupat. All right, it was. And so he used this weapon against Ghatotkacha. And So then he didn't have this special weapon left for Arjun, what he kept. And first, what he did, that Karna, he had two weapons. One he used for Ghatorghach, and one he had, and this weapon he threw on Arjun, and Krishna put his feet and put the chariot in the earth. So then the weapon went on the top of Arjun, and Arjun was saved. So in this way Krishna saved Arjun's life. And Krishna said, he praised Karna. He praised Karna. And Arjun said, why are you praising Karna? And Krishna said, this weapon was so powerful that if I have to stop it, I have to break my promise. Because Krishna said, I will not take any weapons to protect you. So that's why I put your chariot down. So this weapon was very powerful. So he explained Arjun like that. And when Ghatorghach was killed, Krishna was laughing. He gave a good smile. And Bhima saw this. And he thought Krishna is happy because my son Ghatorghach is killed. So he came to Krishna and he said, can I ask you a question? When my son Ghatorghach was dying, why you were smiling? You were happy because my son is killed? And Krishna said, no, Bhima, I loved your son so much. But this weapon was kept for Arjun. If this weapon, if he would not use for Ghatorghach, he would use for Arjun. So that's why I was thinking that, and Bhima said, sorry for that. Yeah. So Krishna knew everything, how to save the Pandavas. He saved whole Yuddha, 18 days. He was saving. So then, yeah. Are there any questions? It's nearly 8 o'clock. Yes.
You mentioned Karna came to go on the other side. So he did properly according to spiritual. It's right, but he stayed there for the spiritual path.
Yes, because he promised. He was in debt to Duryodhana because Duryodhana made him the king of Angadesh. Yeah? So he did something good to him. Like if somebody helps to you, you don't forget the greatness of him. So doesn't matter what was, but still he kept on the side of Duryodhana. So in his because he was the most charitable person. Every day he used to take snan, bath in the holy river, and he used to, whoever comes, whoever asks, he gives them charity, gold, money, whatever. He was the most charitable person in the whole world. That's why his name was Karna, who gave charitable. Yeah? And the other is that's why Indra came to Karna. And he, as a Brahman, to take the kavach, what he was born with the kavach. In his body, it was attached to his body, to his skin. And this kavach is that no weapons can go through. This was whole kavach like that. Yeah? So if somebody arrows or nothing happens to him. So Indra, actually Arjun is the son of Indra. So he wanted to protect Arjun. So he came as a Brahmana and to Karna early in the morning when he was doing his sadhana. And at this time, whoever comes, he gives, doesn't matter what. Even if somebody asks for his life, he will give. Yeah. So then Indra came as a Brahmana and he asked Karna to give his kavach and kundal. Kavach and kundal. And Karna says, I knew that you are Indra, you came for protection of Arjun. Even if I knew, but even if I didn't know, I will give you that. But I know you are Indra, so better you come in your own form. No? And so Indra, one side he was feeling ashamed because, to ask such a thing means, because he has to cut his skin and to cut this kavacha, and he was cutting with a knife. It was not like you take the pullover out. It was not like that. It was here with his skin touch. So he had to cut his skin to take the kavach out. And he was fully blooded because it was, and the kundal also, he pulled them out and give it to Indra. And the Indra was one side happy, but one side he was very sad, and one side he was ashamed also to do such a task. So then he gave it to Pashupat, to Karna, this weapon. Yeah. So these were the Vedic Kshatriyas. Yeah. So he gave to, yes. Mm.
And then you said that the father of Parliament wrote there or ran there.
Yeah.
And then I didn't understand how it continued. Then they said Arjuna doesn't need to fight or something.
Yeah, then they said, because it was getting evening also, the time was, so after evening, the Kripacharya said, now time is over, and we know who you are, and we know who he is, so it's fine, it's okay now. Yeah. So they didn't take place between them. Yeah. And Karna was always, he didn't know that Arjun is his brother. Yeah. He was thinking, he's my opponent. I would like to fight with him. Yeah. And so always he was thinking of that. Yes. And he did in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, fight with Arjun. Yes. And Karna was cursed 2 times. What happened is that one time he went to in the Gurukul of where Dronacharya was teaching the Pandavas and Kauravas. He wanted to learn archer. And Karna, at that time his name was Radhe. And he came with his father. And the father said to Dronacharya that, I don't know, I am a charioteer, but he is always playing with bows and arrows, and he wants to learn because he is a Kshatriya, he don't know himself, but he has this nature from the birth. And his father also cannot understand that how is possible, I am a charioteer and he's... But then Dronacharya said that this is the Gurukul for royal children, and you are not from royal. So then he did not teach Karna. So Karna went to Parshuram. And Parshuram has a vow not to teach any Kshatriyas. And Karna is Kshatriya, but he didn't know that he's a Kshatriya. Yeah? He thought he's the son of a charioteer. So he went to Parshuram and fell at his lotus feet and asked him that he can teach. And Parshuram said, "What is your caste?" He said, I'm a son of a charioteer. So then Parshuram said, "Okay, I can teach you." So he taught many time. Sometime he was learning from him. He became a young man. And one time Parshuram was sleeping on his lap. Karna was sitting and Parshuram was lying, and the head of Parshuram was on his lap. And he was afternoon after lunch, in India people take rest under a tree. And what happened is one big heavy bug, very poisonous bug. He was coming and under the how you call it? Lap? Under the thigh, of Karna. And he tried to bite him and drink his blood. And Karna didn't do anything because he didn't want to disturb his spiritual master. He's sleeping on his lap. So he tolerated. And the blood was going. And warm blood, And Parshuram was lying. And then he smelled the blood. And he woke up. And this insect and he threw him out. And he said, "Why you didn't say anything?" And he became a big hole in his lap. And he said, "How can you tolerate that? That means you are a son of Kshatriya. You cheated me." And Karna said, "No, I'm not a son of Kshatriya. This is Kshatriya. Who can tolerate? Brahman cannot tolerate, Shudra cannot tolerate, Vaishya cannot tolerate, only Kshatriya can tolerate. You are the son of Kshatriya. So I curse you." When you needed the most weapons, you will forget everything. The mantra will not come in your head. So he was cursed by. And one time, by mistake, he killed a cow. He didn't know. And the Brahmana cursed him that when you are in battlefield, when you are fighting with your opponent, your wheelchair will dug in the earth. So he was living with two curses, Karna. And he was always worried about that when the battlefield, he was always praying that this curse will not appear. And it did. It did appear. That his charioteer, it will dug in the earth. It means the wheel will go deep in the earth. So to take it out, chariot. Yes. So these are the curse. Karna has to go through so much in his life. Okay, some other question. Good? Good? Okay. Jai, all glories to Bhagavad Gita class, and all glories to Krishna's pastimes. All glories to you all who came and listened. Thank you very much. And yes, the story of Karna is very, very, you can see how he was how personality was very full of power, but only thing is that somehow he was on other direction instead of this direction, to Krishna's direction. So then he has to also die in the battlefield. Yes. So even Krishna came and said to him whole story, who he is and what happened and everything. But he kept his promise. This was there was a Prabhupada. There was in Rajasthan. There was one king, and the king went to battlefield, and then this king was defeated. And then he came back to the kingdom as a loser. And then the queen, when she heard that the king is coming, he became defeated. She closed all the doors of the palace. And so the king asked why the door is closed. And the answer came, the queen said, he's not my real king. If my real king, he would leave the body in the battlefield, he would not come loser. Yeah. So this is Kshatriyas. Yeah. These Vedic times, we are, if we just can serve Krishna, we are over that, whole life. Serve Krishna whole life, chant his holy name, and follow the instruction of spiritual master. That's the best of all. We are not in this age to follow all these promises what we give. We cannot do that. It's not, we are too weak to do this. Even we say, yes, I will do this 1 hour before. We say, don't worry, I will do it, and then come after 1 hour. Sorry, I said, but I cannot do. Is it anything, service or something, where sometimes some help is there. Yes, I will help, I will come help. And then after, I'm sorry, I could not come, I was so tired. And so this, we are so weak. What to speak of? Yes. So, okay, Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Oh yeah, yes. I think I have. Yes, here it is.